Welcome back to my channel, the Georgia Colorado. This is my 2024 Chevrolet Colorado TrailBoss. I'm guessing you guys are wondering, what else is he gonna do on this thing? Well, one thing I wish I did that I didn't do is get these tow hooks in red. It's one of those things that I think just every off-road vehicle needs. I think it looks really cool. They've got accents of red all over the vehicle here, and I think it would look a lot better. Well, let's get to it. Well, in order to access these tow hooks, you have to get under the vehicle. So what I'm gonna have to do is put up some ramps, drive the truck up on them so that I can lay under comfortably and access these tow hooks to unbolt them and remove them. A big thing to understand when you're working on a vehicle is no matter what you're doing, you want to be safe doing it. I've had a ton of problems with ramps sliding out from under vehicles on my garage just because the floors are polished or they're just coated a little smoother than what the regular pavement is. Now my garage in this house has a lip right here. So what I do when I lift my vehicles up at this location, I put these ramps up against that lip on each side and I make sure that it is right in line. So let's go ahead and pull this truck up and we'll take a look at things. Okay, let's get under this thing. Take a look. Okay, so to access under here behind where the hooks connect, it looks like we need to take the skid plate off. And I'm going to take a wild guess and say these are 13 millimeters. We'll grab my tools and I'll be right back. Okay, let's try 13. Perfect. Missing something? Yeah, I am. Crud. Okay. So this plastic thing right here, there's that little locker that holds things in place, so I gotta take that out. Okay, well, got a little more in depth. I gotta take off this front chin spoiler. For those of you wondering, this is a 7 millimeter. Okay, that was 12 8-millimeter screws. I believe this is held in by clips as well, but let me give it a tug and see what happens. Yep. Yeah, just these little clips here. Okay, try this again. That's different. A little clip that holds it in.
Four of these clips, for one ring.
Okay, pull this down, you'll see those clips, metal clips. I don't know if I can do this with the phone in my hand. There we go. And now, there we go. Just like that, front chin spoiler comes off. So we don't need to fully take this off. We just need to unbolt where the tow hooks are, which is right there. That's not too bad. Let's take a guess and say that's a 17. We'll see how correct I am. So I went and tried a 17. It didn't work. Okay, just 2 bolts, 2 nuts. And then these little fellas come out, just like that. We'll go around to the other side and knock them out. Okay, so what kept this on was all those little tab. I don't know what they're called, those little plastic things. They're holding this thing in, which doesn't really matter. All right, to paint these, we're gonna have to sand these down, and I'll show you what I got for that. We're gonna paint them red, because it's gonna look cooler. Okay, we went with a Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement paint. I went with Massey Ferguson red. I honestly just think this is a really nice red. We went with Farm Equipment paint because Farm Equipment paint is actually, it's thicker, it handles dings and scratches a lot better. So I think that's gonna look a lot better on these tow hooks. There's many ways that you can scuff these, but I like the quick and efficient 3M paint and rest stripper. It attaches to a drill, and then you just hit all the curves and corners of this thing as best as you can. Great thing about this stuff, it's flexible, so it can bend with you if you need it to, whatever you're doing. So I'm gonna go grab my drill. We'll get these sanded out. All right, so this little guy just chucks right into your drill. I've used these a few times when painting things. I mean, clearly you don't want this to be used on certain things. It will knock the paint right off of things. There's 2 of them. Took me hardly any time. It literally took me 4 minutes. Not bad at all. All knocked down. I'm gonna take these inside, rinse them off, and then dry them off, and then we'll get to painting them. And I'll show you how we'll do that in a second. Okay, so what we're gonna do to make sure that we paint these and we don't get overspray and they're fully coated well, we're gonna hang them up on my ladder. I'm going to tie them up with wires, and then we'll spray them with the spray paint. I'm going to get a little bit of wire and then put a little twist in it. I don't care about this side because this is going to be hidden under the vehicle, so it doesn't matter if that little part doesn't get painted. I also, the weather's a little colder, so I took this in, warmed it up under some hot water so that it could be at a good temperature for painting. Okay, that one's hanging. We're going to do the same thing with this one. All right, well, it's just that simple. Just make sure this is good and shaken, and we'll get to it. You want to make sure you're putting on light coats. A few light coats. Light coats will turn into heavy coats soon enough. I'm going to grab the side that we're not going to see. I had to reach up in there and grab it. Make sure I got all the edges and angles. But now, sun's going down, so I'm going to let this cure. Once it's all dry and cured, I'm going to put this on maybe in a day or two. Okay, it's 2 days later. Let's take a look. It is looking really nice. That farm equipment paint. It's got a really high gloss. Looks really nice. I think it's time to put these back on. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, let's get this put back together. All right, we got our little crescent wrench and the impact. I did grab a bigger impact real quick just so we can make sure we got the right amount of foot-pounds on this thing without having to worry about a torque wrench. Okay, now we're going to put the chin spoiler back in. We don't want to forget about putting these clips back in here. So that'll be the first thing I do, is seat these clips where they need to go. And then we'll worry about the little bolts. I'll be switching from the big impact to the small impact. And the difference there is that this one is inch pounds, the other one is foot pounds. And we don't want to strip our bolts. might want to put some of these little tiny bolts in here just to hold it. These tabs we're just going to slide right back in. They'll pop right there. You just push them. Hear that audible clip? Just need to do that one more time. Well, that's it. It took me maybe an hour's worth of working, 2 days to let the paint cure. But really, it wasn't that bad. That farm and tractor paint, it is a lot more high gloss. It's thicker, so it should take a beating a little better. But it was just really quick and easy. Something super simple you can do on your own without spending $200 at the dealership. The paint cost me $14. The little sanding tool that I used for the drill cost $9. But if you wanted to go and buy sandpaper to do with your hands, it'd probably be a lot cheaper, but it would take longer. Honestly, I think this turned out very well. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.